Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anthea and today we are going to be going through my Autumn TBR. Now autumn is probably one of my favorite seasons and it's like the perfect time to be reading books, cozy books, mystery, horror, fantasy, whatever it is, you name it. Autumn is literally like the best time to read books in general. You can, you know, it's getting cold outside, it's getting a bit dark, a bit wet, and then you just cozy up in the house with a blanket, hot chocolate, and just snuggle up with a book. I mean, there's nothing better than a book on a wet, dreary autumn day. Therefore, I have over 15 books here that I want to be able to read during autumn. So without further ado, I'm going to be going through all these books with you guys, and yeah, let's just get right into it. So let's do this in some sort of order. I think let's do it in like genre order, and then we'll see how that goes. I have a bunch of fantasy, got some horror, which I am actually kind of petrified about reading, but still I'm excited as well. I've got a couple of manga books, I've got a bit of sci-fi as well, mystery in there, thriller, so I've got a bunch of books in here and we're just going to go right into it. So I guess the first one I'm going to go into is the mystery book that I have. So this is Agatha Christie's book, Murder on the Orient Express. I have not read any of her books before. She's obviously written a lot and she's a very, very popular writer. And yeah, I just really want to try out a few of her books. One of my like yearly, not TBR, but my yearly goals, my yearly reading goals is to read at least 3 of Agatha Christie books. Was it 3 or 5? One of those numbers. And I haven't actually started yet, and I feel like autumn is probably the perfect time to start one of her mystery books. So we have Murder on the Orient Express. Next one I'm going to go into is this one by Nikki Smith, Look What You Made Me Do. So this book, I actually bought it when I went to a warehouse in the UK that sells books at a very cheap price, like 70% off their actual retail price. And this one, I don't really know what this is about, but it is a mystery slash thriller about God knows what it is, but autumn, perfect time to be reading thriller books, so I'm gonna put this one in my autumn TBR. And then let's get into, I think, like dark academia book. I have The Secret History by Donna Tartt on the autumn TBR. I have no idea what this is about. I know that quite a few people have read this, so yeah, I got this in my autumn TBR. Another one that is very popular as well is R.F. Kuang's Babel. Again, dark academia, I believe is to do with language, and there's like is it magical realism, or there's like some sort of magic element to it, which is very intriguing. And I have heard that R.F. Kuang is a very interesting writer. Yeah, this is gonna be a interesting read for me to see how I feel about this book. What should I go into next? Oh, I have one sci-fi book, and that is Leviathan Wakes by James S.A. Corey. I've tried to start this a couple of times now, but I've never been able to really sink my teeth into it, and I don't know why, because it seems very interesting, like the bits that I have read, but yeah, I just hadn't been able to get into it. Maybe it was just at the points of when I was reading it that I wasn't able to get into the story itself, but I really want to try and get into this, because there's like, I mean, this is like something I do, but the longer the series, the more I want to try out the books, which is a very odd reason for wanting to read a book. But this has like 9 books, I think, in the series, or something ridiculous, like 8 or 9, and I want to be part of that story. So I really want to read this season, and read all the other ones within the series as well. And then let's get into horror. So I'm not a big horror fan, to be honest. I get scared very easily, and that's not the best when you're trying to read and enjoy like that form of media, whether it's like a movie or something. I'm terrible with horror movies. I just can't deal with them. However, these two I am very intrigued, especially, you know, the writer himself is a very known, popular writer, especially in the horror genre, and I think you know who I'm talking about, and that is Stephen King. And the first book that I want to read by Stephen King is Pet Sematary. Now, I have seen a couple of other booktubers read this and they loved it so much. I want to give it a go, and that's Pet Sematary. And then the next one by Stephen King, I don't even know if it's a good idea to put this in here because I'm a bit scared about reading it already, and I haven't touched it. Like, I haven't read the first chapter or anything like that. I just know it's gonna make me pee my pants. But that is it, and I really like these covers actually. They're very cool, and I can't wait to like get more of Stephen King's books that have this kind of like spine, because it looks, I haven't got it upside down. It looks very cool. Anyway, yes, this is a chunky boy, and I am very excited but also very nervous about reading it. And again, autumn, perfect time to be reading horror books, so there we are, It by Stephen King. And then let's get into the couple of mangas that I have. The first one being Spy Families, nice and short. This one is volume 4, so I've already read obviously first to the third volume, and I'm loving the story so far. It's super cute. Love the found family in it as well. I love Anya, she is so cute and adorable. Their kind of way of navigating around each other as well is really fun to read, really fun to watch. Well, yeah, I'm actually watching it in my mind when I'm reading it, since it is a manga. And it looks like they're going to be adopting this dog in this volume, I think. No idea, but I'm definitely going to be reading this. And the next one I have as well, which I have actually started, is Dragon Ball. Super popular, love it. I don't know if you guys watching know about Dragon Ball, but it's a very, very popular manga in Japan and all over the world. It's very popular anime as well. This book is cute. I love it. It's so much fun. It's Goku and his shenanigans that he gets up to, and him trying to find the Dragon Ball. So yeah, I'm excited to be reading this one. And then we're gonna now go into our fantasy books, which is the majority of the genre that I'll have in my Autumn TBR. So the first one is, I think, more of a magical realism, and that is Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. Apologies for my pronunciation. And I think what this one is about is to do with clienteles of this particular coffee shop. They can go back in time, and you follow like a couple or a few different storylines where the customer goes back in time and is able to either resolve a situation that they wanted to resolve that's from the past, or, you know, get a closure about a certain topic. I think that's what this is about, but I'm excited to be reading this. And I know that he's got a few other books as well in this series. I don't know whether they're all connected or like slightly different, but yeah, I'm excited to be reading this one. Right, this is now where I'm going to be going through my epic fantasies, and I have a few. So the first one I have is Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. I have never read a Robin Hobb book before, and I hear that this one is a good starting point, which is part of the Farseer trilogy. This is the first book in that trilogy. Yeah, epic fantasy, that's all I really know about it, and I think that's really all I know about it, to be honest, so I'm not gonna pretend like I know more. But Robin Hobb, very popular, lots of fantastic reviews of her books, so I'm excited to be reading this one. The next one is a bit embarrassing that I haven't actually read it yet, but I am determined to read at least the first book in this trilogy, and that is J.R. Tolkien, The Fellowship of the Ring, part of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, first book obviously, and I can't believe I haven't read this yet. I have watched the movies countless times with my husband, absolutely adore them, absolutely love them. So I don't even know why I haven't actually read the dang book yet, but I am determined that in autumn I am going to read this book. And you know what? Oh, I'll hate it if I don't. Honestly, I'll be so mad at myself if I don't read this book. Look at it, it's so pretty. God. The next book I have is a beloved author that I love reading his books, and that is Brandon Sanderson, Tress of the Emerald Sea. This is part of the Cosmere universe, but is a standalone story from my understanding. It has a very interesting magical system in it as well. So I'm excited to read that, to understand a bit more about that, and to read about Tress's adventure that she has. And I don't know why my voice went like that. That is Tress of the Emerald Sea. And then another Brando Sando book is one that I have started, but I think I'm going to restart this book again because I think it'll be better if I did this. And that is this bad boy, Oathbringer, which is part of the Stormlight Archives. It's the 3rd book in a 5-book series, and the 5th book is coming out the end of this year, and I really want to finish this one, and I really want to be able to start the 4th one, so that when the 5th one is out I am somewhat ready to be tackling that bad boy down, because all of these books are over 1,000 pages, and I actually love that there's so much to it, because there's so much to read in this world. There's just so much going on, there's so many characters, but you don't get too confused with them. At least after you read it, the first book, you've gotten into it, then you really get to know all the different characters, get to really understand their background, their motives, their struggles, and what they bring to the table as well, whether good or evil or in the middle, that kind of stuff. And my hair's a mess, but I love this series. It's so good. That is Oathbringer, like I mentioned, 3rd book in the Stormlight Archives. Oh, it's so good. Okay, getting a bit too excited. In autumn, in my mind, with magical creatures, I feel like dragons is like a very autumnal book-ish kind of magical creature that you should read about. And with that being said, on my list of TBR that I want to read is Dragon Rider by Taran Matharu. Dragon Rider. Look how beautiful this is. I love the dragon. I mean, that's, I'm not gonna lie, that is kind of one of the reasons why I bought this book, because of the dragon. I love dragons. I don't know why, they're just so cool. Such a cool magical creature that I wish was real and that I could ride, like, you know, going off into the sunset kind of thing. I'm rambling right now because I love dragons. But yeah, this is Dragon Rider. Do I know what it's about? No, but I assume it's about dragons and Dragon Rider. And I am very excited about reading this. It's pretty thick, but that just means more story, more fun, more adventure for me to dive into. So that's this one, Dragon Rider. And then I also have a couple of other Dragoness books on my Kindle. So let me just quickly get those up. So another one that I do want to read is called Ascendant by Michael R. Miller. And I think this is more YA. I think there's something to do with like a blind dragon. Literally the cover is a boy with a dragon that has like a band over its eyes. But I'm intrigued because it's got dragons. So of course I have this in my autumn TBR. And then the next one I also have is, again, also about dragons, I believe, is by Philip C. It's covered, hold on. By Philip C. Quantrill, and it is called Once There Were Heroes. This is a duology, I believe, and the duology is called A Time of Dragons. Dragons, baby! So of course, that's in my TBR. I also have quite a few other dragony books, but I'm not sure I'm putting those in my TBR for autumn. But yeah, so this is another one that I really want to read. And also part of the reason is that I really want to like it because there's a website called The Broken Binding, and they do very cool special edition of fantasy and sci-fi books. And A Time of Dragons, Once There Were Heroes, is one of them, and the cover looks amazing, and like the spine, the sprayed edges, the whole malarkey, chef's kiss. I don't know why I'm talking about it right now. I can put a picture up, and I will, but it looks so nice, and that is kind of part of the reason why I want to read the book, so that it gives me a more of a reason to buy the book. So I don't want to just buy it and then realize I don't actually enjoy reading the book itself. I don't really enjoy the story, so I want to read the story first, like get to, I don't know, 25%, and then if I really enjoy it at that point, I will buy the book. Like, that's my way of trying to be a bit more better with money. I don't know. Anyway, I'm rambling, but these are the books on my TBR, and I'm looking forward to reading it for sure. I'm really looking forward to diving into all of these different stories. If you have any of these books in your autumn TBR, let me know. Sorry about that sound. Or if you've read any of these and you have any thoughts or feelings about them, let a girl know. Let me know, because I would love to know your thoughts on these books. No spoilers please, because I obviously want to read it and find out for myself. But let me know like what you thought about them, because that'd be really cool to know and to compare and stuff. So that's it. That's the end of the video. I will hopefully be doing a few more videos later down the line, reading vlogs, that kind of stuff, so do stick around. I know I'm not very good at uploading consistently, but I do want to try that for sure. Just trying to find a rhythm that works for me at the moment. But anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one as well. Bye!